Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome on into a very awesome and fantastic episode of Behind the Voice. I'm joined by Andre Cisneros, who voiced Illari in Overwatch 2. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for taking the time. How have you been so far?
Great. Thank you so much.
Oh
Thank you
man.
so much for the invitation. Yeah, I'm very excited. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. I know like Overwatch is a game that has been out has been there for quite a while, and I know when the character came out, a lot of people obviously love watching the lore video and love watching to see like the trailers and everything. So how has it been for you ever since the launch of that character? How has been what has your reaction been so far?
Well, for starters, I had no idea some of my friends also play Overwatch. So it was like a huge surprise. Like they say, "Oh, I recognize your voice," or like, "You're Yari." I'm like, "Yes, surprise!" I've been keeping this for a few months, but like, yeah, I'm Yari. um, and yeah, my mother sent the trailers to my aunts, my uncles, who had no idea about video games, but they're all very supportive. They're like, "Hey, congratulations! Thank you, Tio. Auntie." And then, I mean, it's good. A lot of people are joining to my social media and asking me questions about Illari, about Overwatch, and it's just so great. I mean, the community has been so welcoming, so nice to me, and of course, you have a few comments now and then, but it's expected to not be liked by everybody. But in general, yeah, everybody's been so nice. So I'm very like thankful with the experience, very thankful with Blizzard
Yeah.
for choosing me for the role. Yeah.
Absolutely. I really that is actually that's a character that I know I unfortunately I couldn't play it because I have to get a battle pass. But like a lot of people who have been playing that character, they are so good, and I'm like, how do you guys are so good? Like it's so hard to like play against her. It's very hard to play against her. I die all the time.
Yeah.
So but what do you think about this character overall? I know she had a very intense backstory as well. So what are your thoughts in
Yes.
general about this character?
Well, where can I start? um, well, she Iliari is very young, but she's very wise
Yeah.
despite her young years. She's very like she's not very extroverted, like introvert. She's more introvert. She's very somber, and she mostly keep it to herself. She kind of feels guilty because the
Yeah.
only thing that she wanted to do for her community was to improve it
Mm.
and improve herself in order to help her community. And by that, as you see on the cinematic trailer, that idea turned out in a disaster, and she basically destroyed her entire village. So she has this mix of duality of feeling guilty but wanted to do better, like wanted to like make up for what she's done, and all of that despite being so young. It's a very complex character, or at least I try to give it so many layers, in a way that when the cinematic trailer came out, and her delivering lines, you can feel that there is some sadness, although there is some youthness
Mm.
in her lines. I'm sorry about the hammering.
That's okay.
um it's not me. um, I'm sorry, I laugh a lot, so you will see. So yeah, and she wow, what a change of like
I
she's sad.
know. Yeah, she's sad. Haha.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. um so when I had to work on the lines or the intentions, the delivery, I wanted to like think about um heroes, or like women who like fought through hardship, and also in my country as well.
Mhm.
There are some women heroes that I thought of, Peruvian heroes. For example, Maria Prado de Bellido. She's a Yakutanian hero that fought during the war, and she always keep her strength and her head up. And it kind of like when Illari, goes through this whole situation where she's the last one of her kind, she still like says, it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something to make up for what I've done. And so she keeps her head up and she's like, okay, I'm going to do only but good things for to not hurt anybody else. So yeah, for the trailer, it was a roller coaster of emotions. I've said this before in other interviews, but like I still cannot believe how intense it was to deliver the whole variety of emotions in just a short amount of time. And I'm very thankful for the team that guide me through it. Well, so many of them, and we were talking before recording the cinematic trailer, and it was they were talking about me in general life experience. We were like chatting a bit before getting into this like dark mood,
Yeah.
and I they said that I needed to channel through situations that felt frustrated to me. So it wasn't easy, to kind of like see through all my memories or like feelings, um, things that I could like grab and try to like convey it in my voice, and express it like Illari will say it or
Hmm.
Illari will feel it.
Yeah.
So yeah, not easy.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can imagine that. Like it, because the scenes that the cinematic had was so strong. Because at the end of what happened to her, everyone felt bad because a lot of people when the first trailer came out, everybody wanted to know the backstory, and when the backstory
yeah.
cinematic thing came out, people were like, "Oh my
Yes.
God, she has that." People then realized why are her lines so like kind of like very angry. She's not light mooded. She's very anger filled with anger, so like
Distant.
yeah, very
Yes.
distant.
Yes.
So that's when they're
Yes.
like, okay, this is what it is. So I am just like curious, like when you got to know like, okay, this is her story, and that's how
Yeah.
Iliari is, and how she kind of like what happened to her past, kind of she wants to deal with this in different ways. What was your
Yes.
thought process overall about like, okay, what this character like it's insane. How am I supposed to do this? Was there any of those thoughts, or do you thought like this was gonna be super challenging to work on this?
At the beginning, I'm gonna be honest. At the beginning, I thought, okay, so she's just a hero that tries to do good because she had a bad past. But as soon as I was like getting more into the character or understanding where she was coming from, or like, um, doing a little bit of research to put more elements into Liari, I could see that there were so many like colors inside her.
Hmm.
And well, Illari and me are not the same person. Illari is very sunburned and all that, and I'm all giggles. And yeah, I always tend to laugh. But
That's great though.
yeah. And but getting into that zone of just like feeling very sad and feeling very somber, it's like
Hmm.
it's very even introspective. Definitely I had life situations that helped me to put that emotion into place, or like put emotion into the voice and the voice delivery. One particular that really touched me, and it was through the whole cinematic trailer that then I kind of like try to explore a little bit and put it on the rest of the other lines. Was the situations that I just said moments ago.
Yeah.
That the director was telling me, okay, navigate through them. Back in 2021, I lost three members of COVID in the span of 1 month, including my dad.
Oh man,
So
I'm
I
so sorry.
remember, yes, and I remember like thinking like, I did everything I could, and it was out of my reach, the result, and the result was like, it wasn't what I wanted, but it is what happened. um so I kind of like, I you know ask for a moment, remember it, not experience it, because otherwise will be like super super hard,
Mhm.
but like try to explore it in my voice. Like, it doesn't have to be shouty, but it has to like have all that variety of sensations that you could feel when you feel frustrated because you did your best and it came out in the way that you didn't want it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did most of the delivery of the lines. The part where, her village is destroyed, like the part where she says, "To this day, I don't know what I did wrong." It's like,
Mhm.
I to my head, it was like, did I miss something? Could I ask something more? Could have done something different?
Yeah.
So I kind of like try to grab those thoughts and use it through that line. Um, Not easy, my man. Not easy.
Yeah.
But yeah. But when we heard the result, uh, when the cinematic trailer was like already ready, yeah, already ready. Um, the result was like, I got goosebumps at my own voice, and I was like, that was me, you guys, get out. No, no, I mean, don't get out, but like, what? You're serious? Everybody were like, yeah, this is good. I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that it's still as a character of a video game, it's a cinematic trailer and everything, but like, that can make you feel something. Like, it can like,
Yeah.
do here, the tiny little knot. That's what I wanted, and always as a singer as well. That's what I wanted to do with my music,
Mm.
with my acting. It's just provide a feeling and make a connection. And the audience is very smart. They know when something is forced or when
Yeah.
something feels fake. So I really wanted to provide a delivery for Illari in a way that feels authentic and genuine to the people who are going to receive it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so amazing. Yeah, I love your performance. You did such a great job.
Thank you.
It's absolutely like watching that and Overwatch, every single Overwatch like kind of cinematic things are always so good, and they just drill
Yes, they are
us.
so good.
Yeah, like they are emotionally so crazy, sometimes funny. And your Iliari
Yeah.
story was also that, where it was so touching and it was like so brutal for her. So I really enjoyed that. I really liked that aspect of
Thank
it.
you.
But I'm just curious,
Thank
like you
you.
mentioned, you are a musician. You're how did you got
Yes.
into this role in the first place?
Good question. Um I say good question because it is a question to me still. I don't know. And the reason why I don't know is because I haven't asked. I was like, I'm still very embarrassed to ask. I got an email asking me to do an audition for a role of a heroine, Peruvian heroine, and that was just it. And it came out. It actually arrived first to my spam email.
Oh man.
So I was like, so I saw it 4 days after, and I was like, is this legit?
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard about the company before. Like, I heard about video games and Warcraft, which is part of Blizzard, but Overwatch or Blizzard, I wasn't familiar with those names. So I talked to my manager and I said to her, "Is this real? What do you think?" So we did a research
Oh
because I
wow.
was, scared. Sometimes, I got few like what it seems like auditions and it turns out something else. I'm like, no, 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 no.
Hmm.
So I wasn't sure if it was legit or if was some hot cute African prince asking me for $1,000 in exchange of millions,
Yeah. That
which
happens
would
so
have been
much.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, my headphones,
Uh,
my headphones fall for laughing. You see, that's what happens. So, yeah, when there's this is good information. There's a website in blizzard.com that says if you receive an email that you may think is a scam or anything, here are the list of domains that are the official ones. So if your domain from that email is not there, you should know that it's fake. So I was like, oh, thank God Blizzard did this because I'm gonna scroll and look. And I see, okay, so it's legit. So I replied, and then I just did the process. Like, I sent my lines, they wanted me for a callback, and yeah, I did the audition. I remember like using a lot of Quechua words, and because I was so excited. I mean, I got a little bit of insight. I mean, she was Peruvian after all, so I said, okay, I have to use the Quechua.
yeah.
So I was just like dropping my Quechua lines, and I was like, getting in the zone. I was just like all for it and having a blast. And then I didn't hear anything about it till like I was recording a video clip of one of my songs that's coming up very
Oh
soon,
yeah.
in Ayacucho in the Highlands, and I got a message and say, congratulations, you were selected to play the new hero for Overwatch 2. And I was doing my makeup. Well, I had a makeup artist doing my makeup, and I started crying. She was like, "Don't
Oh
cry! I'm
gosh.
just doing your line." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to video, Illari. You have no idea what this means." So yeah, we were all like jumping with my makeup artist, who's also my best friend,
Oh wow.
and my manager and me. We were like jumping, like we score the Peruvian soccer team scored the World Cup championship.
Yeah.
Hear me out, Lucio. Hear me out. So we were like so happy, and I just couldn't believe it, man. Like I was like, wow, this is so great. And then just like going to the studio, because part of the recordings were in Lima, here in Lima, and then the other ones were in Toronto.
Oh.
It was awesome. It was awesome. I got the chance to meet in person one of the narrative designers, and she was amazing. So nice. I mean, in general, the experience been so nice. Everybody's been so welcoming, and I've learned a lot, and I like that. I like to learn.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
So
hope
good.
it will be another experience.
Oh yeah.
uh
It's
mhm.
it's it's been amazing. I am so glad that we have this new hero, and with it with who's based from Peru, and your heritage
Yes,
as well. So how is that like,
yeah,
representing that in a video game? I know video games are still taken sometimes by some people, are still taken as a different art form, but now it's growing in various ways. So what was your kind of like thought, like, okay, I'm gonna be representing our heritage, our culture through a video game with the
yes.
help of this character?
So huge responsibility, huge one. uh, because I got to do this role. I got to play Liari in English and Spanish,
Yeah.
Latam, and in Quechua. And I've heard this is the first time a hero that's been like in three languages
Yeah.
for the game. So it is a huge thing. And also, I mean, for representation wise, just the fact that we got a chance to in Peru, we have a hero that is badass and is so powerful and so cool, and it has lines about eating guinea pig for
Yeah.
dinner, watch a Haman. So it's like it's great. um I heard about the community that plays Overwatch here in Peru. They were like super proud, and they were like so excited that finally they get to have a hero that they could relate to. I got messages from other people, not Peruvians, but like from Latin America, or like the second generation of immigrant Peruvians around the world. And they're like, this is kind of like a connection with my culture. This is like connection with my father's home country, and it's just so nice to have um this representation not only here in Peru but also like for the Peruvian community around the world, and for everybody that feels identified with what Illari, shares. So it's been huge. And also the fact that it's in Quechua language, in Runasimi, that's how we called it in Quechua. And the fact that it's a language that it's getting so much visibility this few last years, and now being displayed in a video game for thousands and millions of people to play, it gives us a really good window to show we are as Peruvians, or this country is so rich in culture, and in so many ways, not only in food or in touristic destinations, but also in our language, in our cultural traditions, in our history, in our music as well, because this music even changes from province to province.
Oh yeah.
So we are very, very rich in that, and it's an honor to do a representation like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that.
And world peace.
It's amazing. I'm so, because there's so many heroes in this game which have like coming from different parts of the world and representing their
Yeah.
own countries and everything. It's such a rich, diverse kind of cast of characters, and I love it. It's so amazing. And you have done so many lines. There's so many amazing lines. I know there's so many lines with certain characters as she talks to have
Yeah.
conversations. You mentioned Lucio, which I love it so much. And
Yes.
do you
I
remember?
had so much fun recording that line.
Oh man, I can, like, I've seen so many people kind of reacting to that line, especially about
I've
Lucio. Did you?
seen.
I was like, okay.
Did you heard about the football championship? Yeah, I wanted to do say soccer, but and the studio say, okay, but football is a more like authentic word
Hmm.
to Peruvians, because we don't say soccer here, we say football. So I
Yeah.
was just like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I love it, man, because I know Brazil is a huge soccer country,
Mm.
and they're real good. So, and Peruvians, we do our best. Um, no hate. We love our team. I love my team. So yeah,
That's
every
amazing.
time that they Peru plays, it's just like, yeah, go go go
Yeah.
Peru, go. Yeah, so funny, to just like do a little tease to Lucio.
Yeah.
It was hilarious, and also
Yeah.
to Hammond, to other characters.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
one of the lines that kind of was interesting to me, and I kind of felt bad, was when Iliari talks to May about, oh, why do you apologize all so much? And she's like, well, I can't stop thinking, but I feel like I should be apologizing. And when Iliari
yeah,
says, like, okay, if I wanted to apologize, it won't matter, or it doesn't matter at all. So I felt like, oh my God, that is so sad to hear
yes,
in just
because
general.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's alone, so and
Yeah.
she doesn't have nowhere to like no other child of the sun to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's frustrating to like know that you could say things to someone but you cannot because they're not there anymore. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you have
Poor
any?
Iliari.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for her, but do you remember any of the lines that, or any line that kind of stood out to you, or is like kind of your favorite or something?
Oh my god, there are so many, but I would say like the one in Quechua that says Sapinchakui Hamshaikimanta, which means remember your roots. So
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
that one it's my favorite. Sapinchakui Hamshaikimanta.
Yeah.
Voy a comer cuy para la cena. That's funny, but it's good. It's good. It's been a meme here. It's been a meme, and I
Oh
love memes.
man.
So it's just like, oh my god. Yeah, I mean, if Peruvians don't make a meme of it, it's because it's not important. But it's been everywhere. Like Tia
Yeah.
Yari, Uncle. Um, they're called they're calling me Auntie Liari. I'm like, Auntie Liari, who girl? Like supposedly I'm younger than you. Come on, man. So yeah, they're calling Auntie Liari, bless me, bless me.
Wow. All
Tia
right.
Liari, bendíceme, they're saying, bendíceme, bless me. Get out, mano.
That's
It's
amazing.
so funny. Yeah.
Well, it's awesome. Like, the reaction has been insane. Have you watched any of, like, you mentioned like you watched some of it. Do you watch like people's reactions to
I watch a
Leari and all
few.
that? Yeah.
Yes, I did. I watched a few with my manager. there are a few that we laugh so much because the faces are there of the gamers or the reactors are like, what happened? Oh no, oh no. And I'm like, I know, I'm like talking to the screen, like, I'm so sorry. Whoops.
Whoopsie.
I
Yeah.
just said whoopsie. It just poof, you know, it poof. So yeah, yeah, I think I'm gonna do a video because there are so many reactions. I would love
Yeah.
to do a reaction of the reaction, and we'll do like an Inception reaction of Illari. That
Oh
would be
wow,
fun.
that would be fun. I mean, speaking of,
That would be fun.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people do that. I know a lot of people just love watching like lore videos or like cinematic stuff of Overwatch or certain
Yes.
games, and there's those people who really enjoy this, and I think it will be great. I think a lot of people have fun watching you reacting to all of that. It'll be super awesome.
I would love that.
Is
Yay.
do you think that that you would like to like try out Overwatch or this game yourself, or is that something that you'll just it's better watching?
For sure. Yes, I haven't done it yet because of time. And I know you need to have a really good computer. And my computer is right now with only functioning with 10% left storage. So I've been
Oh
told I
gosh.
need a lot of storage to install the game. And I'm like, oh God, I need to delete all my selfies so I can install me, you know? And but yeah, also because I have in my computer my uh projects of music, that really weights a lot. So that's
Mhm.
why I have very little things. I don't even have any game in my computer, sadly. And I have a computer barely functioning, sadly. That's the story of musicians who work at home producing their own stuff. But yeah, definitely want to try it. One of my good friends tried on the Xbox,
Oh,
and she was like, "Oh, you really need to try it on PC because you have to be very good or very fast with the
yeah,
what do
it's
you call that,
controllers.
that controllers, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to be very good with the controller." She said she was just like logging in and everything, and then she started like making me jump or something, and and then I was just like, face it, face that song, do game over. What? I couldn't even say my alt. You know
Oh
how frustrated
wow.
she was.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a fast game.
so
It's a very fast game. It's
it's
like,
a fast game.
yeah.
That's what I've been told. So I'm like, okay, if I join the game, I even have to use a username that be incognito. So if in case I die in the first 5 seconds, nobody will know that actually Iliari died, so
Oh yeah.
um so yeah, I was thinking about ideas. Do you have any idea for a username that could go with
Ooh,
me
oof.
incognito?
Man, I am so bad with usernames or names in general, so I would probably not be able to come up with it. It usually takes me a long time to figure out what my name is, and when I figure out something, and
Oh.
I remember like when I was trying to play the game for the first time, and I was figuring out what username should I keep, and I kept a username, and I told it to someone, this is my username, and they're like, "That's your username? You could have set something else." I'm like, please set it up for me. I can't. Just give me something else. And so yeah, very bad at
I,
it.
I generally use for usernames my cat name. So, but I know that if I say it now, if someone uses it, it might think it's me. Well, I won't use it. So, if you ever see a username with the name Papi Chulo, that's my cat's name.
That's so cute.
Papi Chulo, yeah. It won't be me. So, just a heads up, Overwatch community and friends and family. It won't be me if it's Papi Chulo. Yeah.
That'd be great. I actually want to know about like you're such a musician. You make music. Like how if you go all the way back, like how did you start off in this? What made you go like okay, music is where I want my life to be?
Oh wow. How can I start? Look, I just like use the chair back because I'm in the spotlight and I can avoid it. Let's see. Well, it's kind of like a long story, so I'm gonna try to make it as short as I can. But of course, I am a Latina, so I go through the branches and tell a bunch of details that are not necessarily to the story, but still, I'm gonna try to tell the story.
Absolutely.
Um, so it's no, because it's I'm telling you, it's decades, just a few. Um, So my dad, uh, he was a radio host in a couple of programs. He had a couple of programs during the whole 90s. One was Boleros, Estrictamente Boleros, Boleros, Strictly Boleros. And then the other one was 1 hour with Sonora Matancera. Sonora Matancera was a Cuban group from the 40s who were like playing son, guaguancó, and, Cuban rhythms from the time. And so my dad will usually, when I was just like starting to have sense of reason, we will sit on the table, we will pull a cassette or a vinyl or a CD, and then we will play it on the the music player, and he will ask me questions like, what do you feel when you hear that music, or what do you like about it, or what is it that stood out for you? And so I will do that kind of like an exercise, and I'll be like thinking, well, that makes me sad, that feels like it's metallic, I don't know, for some reason that makes me confused. I was like 4 years old, and I was just telling,
Wow.
like, that this feels confused, it was just
Yeah.
like ridiculous. Mini me. But I think about it like now and say, wow, my dad really wanted me to be a musician, because what other way to be introduced to music, like
Yeah.
to explore it through feelings. And my dad wasn't the only one in my house making me listen to music with the purpose to like not only enjoy it but to analyze it or to understand it. Okay, so with my dad, I'll be listening to Sonora Matancera, Celia Cruz, Pedro Infante, so many huge figures of music, of Caribbean music, and also from here, Creole music, valses. With my mom, I'll be listening to African Peruvian music and music from the north of Peru, from Cajamarca, because I have family over there. And I'll be listening to that. And with my two older sisters, I have two older sisters. One of them, she will like only make me listen to Michael Jackson, Nirvana, Jamiroquai.
Wow.
My first, it really blew up my mind when I first saw "Remember the Time," and I was just like, "What?" With the
Yeah.
choreography and all of that.
Yeah.
And with my other sister, I was introduced to Japanese pop, Cantonese pop, Chinese.
Oh.
So with her, I fall for Sandy Lam, and she sings in Cantonese pop, and that was in 1995, 1996. I mean, I was just like, you know, and so for me, it was just like I was a little sponge grabbing from like all the music, all the different music that I was listening to,
Yeah.
and then I came up to like discover classical music while watching the concert of the three tenors, Carreras, Domingo, and Pavarotti, when they were singing Nessun Dorma. And to me, seeing that on the TV back then, it was wow. I really wanted to have that strength of voice. Kind of like it was like an iconic moment. You see it on TV, and and to me it was just like, yeah, I think I want to do what they do. So of course, when I said that to my parents were like, yeah, it's a hobby, that's fine, blah blah.
Mhm.
And but I still like really wanted to like be in front of an audience. From age 6 to age 16, I used to work in front of an audience
Oh, wow.
cheerleading parties for children.
Oh,
That's
wow.
something that I never said it before. I'm confessing here. Father, forgive me, I've sinned. No, just kidding. Um, yeah, I did that. So I was working like with my sisters, and my mother just let me do that because I was always this little kid that was non-unstoppable of energy, and I wanted to do what my sisters were doing, and my sisters were doing that at the time. So I was just like, yeah, let's make it go with her sister so she can
Yeah.
be calm. And then of course I enjoyed that blowout of energy was so useful in front of an audience, dancing to the music over there, or like, playing with the children and just like making the birth boy or birthday girl or boy to, participate with their friends and all that. So I just found out then, like I said, from age 6 to age 16. I mean, I'm telling you, a decade,
Wow.
that I loved it to be in front of an audience, that I this is what I wanted to do. So by the time I was 16 and my sisters were already like finishing, doing that, and because they were in other things, some of them were in college, there's an age gap between them and me, because I am the youngest. So I was kind of like, okay, should I keep it, this activity that I do have, because it's giving me good time money, but and I'm telling you, I was just like 11. I was like, okay, I'm gonna save this, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but I wanted to do something more. So during my teenage years, I did theater, musical theater, and then I was just like sometimes doing jingles, and then an extra in a soap opera, but very extra. I mean, I'm extra, and I die at the end of the episode. I mean, what could extra? What could more extra be that? Like, no lines, and then I die. Come on, man. So, and it's just like person one, Andrea Cisneros, like Pat Rip, rest in peace. So I was just like, okay, well, whatever, exposed me to like do that, to
Yeah.
be in and learn, because I was just like, what, 17, 18, and so I just wanted to learn as much as I could, and I was just going for everything, like soap operas, like I said, tiny little roles, extra, but very, very extra.
Yeah.
And then I participated in an independent film for the Museum of Art in Lima. But well, I me and so many other people. But I really liked the experience of like shooting and all the cameras, and I was just like doing a little bit of acting. Then I had a focus with the camera. I wasn't just like an extra, extra, extra. I was just one extra, minus two extras. But
Yeah.
still, I think it all sum up to give me that exposure, or like even experience, to then when I navigated and I, focus mainly in classical music. I was already felt trained in the stage, but I still felt nervous, because I guess feeling nervous, that's part of the experience. It's normal.
Yeah.
Every show is different. But yeah, I just wanted to like, have fun, and I was just forgetting who I was when I was on the stage. I was portraying the role or the character that I was supposed to while singing the area.
Mm.
So when I see it now for Illari, it's like, okay, I did this whole variety of things, being in front of the audience, backstage as well, because I did also work backstage, like assistant and everything,
Wow.
and
Beautiful.
that has given me a lot of feedback and a lot of information and experience to know, you know, how to do my best work now that I was called for things like this, for portraying a role only with my voice, which is, it's a different way of communicating, because you're not using the face to communicate,
Mm.
and so yeah, that, and also just the fact that, it wasn't just merely luck. I could feel that this was the result of, a good opportunity and preparation as well. It wasn't
Absolutely.
luck.
Yeah.
Yes. So mhm.
Yeah, a lot of people have this thing. I think it's good. Like a lot of people now know more. So I think few years back they didn't know. Like they thought like, oh, it's you just go there and you just say some lines and you just record and that's it. That's the voice.
No.
But now I think I'm happy that a lot of people now respect the fact that voice actors do a lot of work as actors do in movie or TV series and whatnot. They do voice actors
Yes.
do similar, if not maybe sometimes more, because they have to play a character with their voice and they have to make it believable. So kudos to
Yes.
you to doing
Oh,
that,
thank you.
because
We
all of those lines really felt, like really felt it.
I'm gonna tell you a secret. This is actually my first role as a voice actress,
Wow.
but I can't say it's a novelty for that reason that I explained. Because as an opera singer, when you have to go to the stage and sing without any microphone at all whatsoever,
Mhm.
the only recourse that you have to make your audience to feel something is with your voice,
Yeah.
because some of the audience are so far away that won't see your face
Mhm.
unless there's a camera. But most of the chances are, like when you go to see an opera or an aria or recital, it's just like your face, but kind of like far, you
Mhm.
know. um so definitely training a lot to be, you know, knowledgeable of, to share a feeling with my voice.
Yeah.
It was something that I've been doing for the past 10 years, if not more. So when I landed the role of Illari, I just felt that this was something that I really wanted to experience or play with. But I also had the resources how to work it on the best I could, you
Mhm.
know, the best of my the cook with my abilities. And so I feel very proud of it, because the result is that many people felt something. Just the fact that you felt something, that's already a win for me, you know.
Yeah.
And also for in general, for the story, for the company, for everybody, you know. It's like it was a team effort. It wasn't only myself, it was
Mhm.
a whole team, you know. It's also the designers, the developers, the narrative designers, the even the smallest role contributes to that.
Mhm.
So I feel that this is just like a even community work from Blizzard, you know,
Yeah.
to make this happen. Yeah. So very thankful for that too.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that people are so much enjoying this character. But there's one thing that I
Yeah.
always see people say that people wish and really want, and I know there's the character in the game called Sombra, voiced by Carolina, and they want like, why is Andre and Carolina that why they're not interacting? The character should be interacting because those both speak Spanish. So that's something
Yes.
that people really, really want, and I've been seeing so many
I
comments.
I want that too. I want that too. But well, I can't say anything, so I really want that too. I'm just gonna leave it there. Who knows?
Who
Who knows
knows?
what the future might bring? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited. It's the Overwatch community is insane, and they just want everybody to meet everyone. And it's like I don't think so that's all the time possible because everybody's from different parts of the world. But it would be great to see you guys interact and talk to each other and stuff like that. But the fan like obviously there's a lot of love surrounding this character. What kind of like do you have any kind of or in general what people usually ask you or what kind of interactions do you have usually with people who play these games? Is there something that people always ask or something like that?
Mostly they want me to say swearings in Peruvian slang. For some reason, they want me to say some words that I cannot repeat, because it won't be very polite. But but I try like say, okay, maybe in a live, maybe in I don't know, if I reach a certain amount of followers, I might get, nah, I'm just kidding. Um, um, yeah, I've been asked how I landed the role. And of course, I'm just as clueless as you guys are. I still haven't asked, so I'm definitely gonna ask. I'm just like, you know, getting
Yeah.
the courage to ask. um, I don't know. They asked me how, like, the similarities of Illari and myself.
Mhm.
How Illari is pronounced actually.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people, and so yeah, that also too, a lot. They asked me if I'm gonna go to BlizzCon,
Oh yeah.
which I would love to, and I cannot say anything. Um, so
That's
I would love
okay.
to. I'm gonna leave it like that. Also, um,
That's something I actually want
and
to go to as well, BlizzCon, because there's so many people like the cosplay and there's like tournaments and stuff, and people meet each other and all that stuff. It looks pretty cool, and I'm like, I
oh,
wish I could. It just feels too far away.
Okay. Oh, okay. Where are you right now?
Ac-
Because I know
I,
BlizzCon is in Anaheim, in
uh, I,
California, I think.
yeah, it's in California. I am from India, so I'm like very far apart somewhere. So, yeah,
Oh, you're in India right now?
yeah.
Oh, cool. I always wanted to go to India.
Oh, really?
One of my favorite movies is from India.
Oh,
Kavi Kushi Kavi Gam.
oh my God, no way.
Ah, Kavi Kushi Kavi Gam.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, you know how many good deals I just got when I said, "Hey man, you from India?" Yes, I am from India. Have you heard about Kabikushi Kabigam? Yes, of course. Oh my god, we just like start singing like, "Hey, ding, you are my Sonia." Do 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 do.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Oh
Lechuria.
my
You know,
God.
I know all the songs by memory, and I've seen that movie like maybe 20 times. So you see how much
Wow.
life, I guess, at least. But you know, I have my favorites. Say Shaba Shaba, it's one of my favorites. You're my Sonias, one of other my favorites. Um, I mean, that movie is awesome. I love it.
Oh,
And then there's
yeah.
also other movies, you know. But that's the one that I always come back to whenever it's like a rainy day. I'm just gonna drink like a hot cocoa and everything. You know, it's like, oh, what could I watch? Titanic or Kabikushi Kabigam?
Yeah.
Kabikushi Kabigam.
So crazy.
So you,
This is the first time somebody has told me like, oh, what should I watch? Titanic or Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham? I'm like, wow, that's amazing. That's I've never heard
I'm
that.
sorry, Leonardo DiCaprio. I fail you. No, no, but come on. Amitabh Bachchan for days, for years, for decades, man. Come on. I'm just a huge fan of that cast.
Wow.
After that, because I first time I saw Kabikushi Kabigam, I was 11 years old, and
Wow.
to me, which is like I could barely keep up with the subtitles because you guys speak so fast, and the subtitles were even like it was so weird
Yeah.
translated.
At the
But
time.
I kept looking. Yeah, at the time, so I kept looking for other movies, other version of the movie with better subtitles during the years. So, and then when the movie came to the streaming services, I was just like excited as hell, and I was just like, "Oh yes, I'm getting my you know my earrings and all that, getting ready, you
Wow.
know, you know,
Oh
you know,
my goodness.
um so of course, you know, I was always angry with at the screen, you know, like, Rahul, come on, don't do that to your nana. You know.
Oh man,
Uh,
this is amazing.
yes, I love that.
This is so cool because whenever somebody says like they're fans of some Indian movie, and you are just like such a big fan of Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, it's a movie that
I
I mean
am.
I watched it when I was very young and I couldn't understand a little bit of it, but I know it's so dramatic and I love dramatic moments, and so I remember that movie being
Yes.
super dramatic. I recently watched it again actually a couple months ago, but like it's like so dramatic, it's so good, it's so and you know it's an old movie, and at that time from then till now the movies have changed, but like the drama
Yes.
still stays somewhat the same. So
Yes.
I love that the cast at the time was amazing. So yeah, it's one of my beloved movies, I guess. I really loved it, love it as well. So it's crazy. I
I
just
love
blows
it.
it blows
Yes.
my mind that you somehow compare not compared but like brought it in the same level as Titanic. I'm like, what? That's just like blows my mind. But no, I just love those movies too. It's
It's
insane.
because Titanic is also one of my favorite movies. But when I know that I have time on a day that, you know, I'm not planning anything, it's a day for myself. I say, okay, I'm gonna watch a long length movie. So I go through my list because I have Gone with the Wind, Titanic, The War and Peace, but the
Oh,
version with Audrey Hepburn, which is really good. You know, I like to see very you see all movies, like the ones with Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers and all that.
oh
So
wow.
um I still have, you know, Kabikushi Kabigam in my list, and I have a list, like a written list in my notes in Google, because I am like that, you know, weird. I label everything, you know, I like to put that. So I go to my list of long line movies, like more than 3 hours, and I see, okay, what I'm in the mood to watch, you know. So I go, and then it's just like, as soon as I see it, as soon as I see the good looking, inspiring smile of Amitabh Bachchan and Hrithik Roshan and
Oh
you know
man.
and Kajol and Pooja Kapoor and I don't know all these amazing actors. I'm like, that's it. I know what I'm watching.
Yeah, I
So yeah,
must be like, okay,
yes,
going through the
yes.
list. I'm like, what should I watch? I'm like, fine, I'm gonna watch Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham again. Let's do it once more time. Why not?
Oh my god, I made my friends watch Kabi Kushi Kabi Gam
Wow.
3 times.
Oh my god. What was their
Three
reaction actually
times.
after that?
After the second one, they were like, "We're going to unfriend you because you're making us cry. You're only inviting us to watch movies that make us cry."
Oh
And I'm
man.
like, "How could you not cry? They got together at the end, man.
Yeah.
It's just how could you not cry if Amitabh Bachchan is giving you a hug? How could you not cry? I will cry too." So
Wow.
yeah, well, my friends loved it, loved the movie and all that. Yeah.
That's so cool.
And there's this also apart from Amitabh Bachchan, there's this actor that I cannot remember the name, and I'm so sorry to all the fans of this actor. What's his name of this actor? He's very very famous in India as well.
So
He was
like,
also in the cast
oh, so I think you're
of
talking about Shah Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh Khan. Yes. Oh my god, that an amazing actor. Yes. So when I saw the hug from Shah Rukh Khan and Amitabh Bachchan, I was just like, yeah, yeah. I actually went to the Madame Tussauds, New York, just to see the Amitabh Bachchan and Shah Rukh Khan live wax
Wow.
figures to hug
Wow.
them. And I have a picture with it in case nobody believes me. I'm just like grabbing Amitabh Bachchan, like, just fangirling two wax figures like that, looking at them. And but that's not
Wow.
the only movie I've seen. I've seen other ones. Hey, yeah, bonito, hey, yeah, bueno. I've seen many of them, but I really like the work of those actors. And I also got to know that there's a community here of fans of Indian movies of Bollywood,
Oh
and
wow.
they dance, they learn the dances, they bought the jewelry, they get the makeup and all that, and one of my friends actually they was member of that. So when I found out, I was just like, wow, you really like it. She said, yeah, I started with Bollywood movies, and then she did like 2 3 trips to India
Oh wow.
to yeah in different parts of India. um but I'm like, I want to, but I need the time and the money and all that. But yeah, hopefully I cannot. I can't wait to do that. I'm saving to travel to countries that I really wanted to visit. So India's in my bucket list. So if
Wow.
I'm ever in India, I'm going to write to you.
That's amazing. This was crazy. I just it just blew my mind out. So thank you for sharing all of that. It's so wonderful
Thank you.
because there's a lot of fans of like and in India lot of people love playing games, and there's like, and I know like especially in when it comes to games, like India is not positioned as like top fives like countries who like, but they are growing in that scene. So like a lot of people love playing games, and so when they see like you who is a voice actor, and they you have watched these movies in such a way, and fans of these actors, it's gonna blow their minds as well. But yeah, it's
Surprise.
surprise, surprise. It's just I'm just really happy that people are just really enjoying this character, and getting to enjoy everything that Illari has brought upon. What is there anything that you would like to say to the fans who are playing the game or fans of the character themselves?
Well, thank you so much for playing the character, for choosing Yari as your main. And thank you so much for enjoying and the support and the love. And don't forget, I am releasing a song next month.
Yeah,
So if you really like Iliari and in real life, Andre, support.
absolutely.
And well, yeah, I'm looking forward to meet you. I don't know when, but looking forward, and just thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the amazing welcoming messages and support from you guys are from all over the world. I'm just very thankful, and I'm happy you guys are enjoying it, enjoying Illari.
Yeah, and thanks to you,
Thank you.
you brought that character in such a good way. So thank you,
I
actually,
thank you.
and thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for talking with me. You know, about all the everything about the character, about the behind the scenes moment, and surprising factor for me, especially with movies and India. So thank you so much for sharing
Yes.
all of that. It's been wonderful talking to you.
Thank you.
It's
Yes, same. Thank you so
yeah.
much.